let me tell you the experience about getting this service. So it cost me overall £550. And it took about a month and a half to be completed and delivered back to store for me to pick up. It's got a Zenith movement in it, so it's a bit more of an arse to service. This watch was pretty beaten up. It had a load of scratches over it. And the funny thing is, it had a screw loose in the actual movement. So there was a screw literally sitting in the balance wheel. It's not the best thing to have. It was pretty scuffed on the crystal as well. And I had a quote for a new crystal, and that was 160 quid. And then I had another quote because the strap isn't actual Tag Heuer. I asked them how much is a new strap, and they said £280. Let me repeat that. £280 for a Tag Heuer strap. Yeah, I didn't accept that, did I? The service overall was good. I've still got a scratch on the crystal, which is a bit annoying. When you get the watch polished and you see it firsthand, it looks new. I mean, there are little blemishes that are too deep to polish out, obviously, but they do look incredible when you pick them up. When you get one of these serviced, Tag Heuer in general, go to a boutique because they are usually cheaper compared to going to, say, Goldsmiths or any Watches Switzerland partner brand or whatever like that. Go to Tag Heuer directly and you will get a cheaper quote. My other Monza took 3 months to complete, whereas this one took a month and a half. Your time will always depend on how many people are actually getting serviced now. And obviously with the Tories absolutely destroying the country, no one can afford to service their watch. So there's not much of a queue. I only serviced this because I bought it used and it was pretty knackered, and the whole point was to buy it to service it. It's always good to get your watch serviced every 5 to 6 years. There is a price list of all the Tag Heuer services. Take them with a grain of salt. They're not always correct. So always take a watch in and get an initial quote. So for the service itself, you take the watch into the boutique. Then they'll ask you the reasons for service and where you bought it from sometimes. They've just been nosy. The watch gets sent off to the actual manufacturer themselves, and then they'll give you a quote. The good thing with Tag Heuer is they've got their own system, so you can actually track your service now, which is good actually, because I didn't have that before, but I can actually see when it was going to have work done on it and everything, and the estimated service completion date. So it was good to have. Comparison is like cars, but if you get your car serviced at a main dealer, you will usually get the apprentice, so it's usually not as good as an independent place because they've got like 40 years experience. But for watches, I'd say definitely go to the manufacturer directly.